Hello family, how you doing? It's Kike here. Welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna take you through a full day of eating and training with me, okay? Right now I'm trying to lose a little bit of body fat, I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight, so I'm currently on a cut. What does that mean? It means I'm on a calorie deficit. And what is a calorie deficit? Well, we all have a maintenance number of calories, which means the number of calories we have to eat to maintain our current weight. We all have that baseline. Now, if we eat more than that, we're gonna be on a surplus and we're gonna gain weight. If we eat less than that, we're gonna be on a deficit and we're gonna lose weight. So, one of the strategies I like to use while I'm on a calorie deficit is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting means you're gonna fit all your calories you have for the day into an eating window. It could be an 8-hour eating window, a 10-hour eating window. There are a lot of ways of approaching intermittent fasting. So basically, I don't have breakfast. It works for me because I'm not really hungry in the morning. So I don't have breakfast and I eat my first meal until 1 or 2 p.m. in the afternoon, okay? So every morning I wake up around 6 or 7 in the morning. I drink a full liter of water. That's the first thing I do every single morning, and then I get to work. I have my own business, so I get to work from home, thankfully. So I wake up, drink my full liter of water, and get to work. Then like around 1 hour, 2 hours after that, I'm already working, I'm already woke. I will have 1 to 2 cups of coffee, and then I will work out. I like to work out fasted, and right now I'm gonna show you my training. Today was a leg and shoulder workout, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna do a little voiceover to explain my training, to explain my workout, and I'll see you right after that.
Alright guys, so let me take you through my full workout. We did legs and a little bit of shoulders, but we started things off with a little bit of cardio or metabolic conditioning, which is basically a mix of cardio and weights, a mix of cardio and strength. We did 6 rounds of front squats, 6 front squats with 135 pounds on the bar, 12 burpees, 18 deadlifts, and 24 rear delt flies. We use for this last exercise a really light load to control and really focus on technique. Then for our first superset, for our first hypertrophy superset, we did 3 rounds of RDLs and hip thrusts. We used the same weight for both exercises, 225 pounds on the bar, and then we moved on to our second hypertrophy superset, which was made up by these kettlebell cycle squats combined with this C press that you're watching right now on the screen. Now we did also 3 sets of this second superset, and we finished the workout with 3 to 4 sets, I really don't remember, of 15 to 20 really light and controlled lateral raises.
So it's around 2 p.m. fam, and I'm about to have my first meal of the day, which is a protein smoothie or a protein ice cream if you put more ice in it. So the key to be in a calorie deficit and to actually be consistent with it and see results with it is to find meals that you really enjoy. That's like the number one thing. You don't have to eat things that you don't like when you're on a diet or when you're trying to lose weight or fat, okay? You need to find foods that you really enjoy. Then you have to find foods that gives you volume, that keeps you fuller for longer but for fewer calories. And third thing is to keep it high protein.
So this is how I made my first meal of the day, which is this protein smoothie. We use 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of egg whites, 1 scoop of protein, half of a banana, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and to end things up, you can use the amount of ice that you like. to give this the consistency that you enjoy the most. Then I put it on the freezer for 5 to 10 minutes and it was delicious.
So fam, it's been a while since we had our first meal, that protein smoothie that you saw previously. We took a shower, we did some work, and now I want to talk about a topic that is really important for me because I think it gets really misunderstood by the public in general. I think there are a lot of opinions out there with social media, with influencers, with Instagram, YouTube, and there are a lot of people talking about different ways of approaching nutrition, trying to sell you their own approach so you buy from them, but they don't make it clear enough for you to understand why and what do you need to do to see results. What do I mean? We're going to talk about two different things: context and science. What a diet 90% of the time does is to restrict some calories to ensure you're on a calorie deficit. With a keto diet, for example, you take away the carbohydrates, which are foods that are typically calorically dense, so you're on a calorie deficit. With a paleo diet, you take away a lot of processed foods, so those foods tend to be high on calories. So once again, you reduce those kind of foods and you're on a calorie deficit once again. So intermittent fasting, you reduce the time you have to eat during the day, so that by its own makes you eat less calories, so you're on a calorie deficit, and it works. So every single diet that exists puts you in a calorie deficit. Now, we've all heard someone who said, I followed X, Y, or Z diet and it didn't work for me. Well, that's fine. Maybe that approach didn't work for your context. Maybe you tried intermittent fasting and you're someone who really likes breakfast, so it obviously won't work for you. Or maybe you tried keto diet. If you're that person who tried keto diet, I'm really sorry for you. But if you tried keto diet and you took away the carbohydrates from your life, well, 90% of the time you won't be able to stick to that approach for a long period of time. So you won't see the results you want because it is not sustainable for you. It doesn't mean that the science doesn't apply to you. It doesn't mean that a calorie deficit doesn't apply to you. So what do I mean with this? I mean that if you followed some approach to dieting and you didn't see the results you wanted, it wasn't because you, whoever you are a completely different human who is designed differently from everyone else, and the calorie deficit doesn't apply for you. It means that approach was, one, not sustainable for you, so you couldn't stick to it for a long period of time and you didn't see the results you wanted, or two, you weren't even in a calorie deficit, which is most of the times what happens. So maybe you have to find a different approach. But once again, it doesn't mean that a calorie deficit doesn't work for you. So, whatever approach you take after watching this video, if you want to try intermittent fasting, or you want to try flexible diet, or you want to try paleo diet, or whatever you want to try, just remember these things. If you are not on a calorie deficit, you will not lose weight. It doesn't matter what approach you take. It doesn't matter if you're just eating apples and lettuce. If you're not on a calorie deficit, you will not lose weight. If you're not eating enough protein, you will not maintain muscle mass. You will not maintain or you will not maintain or gain muscle mass. If you do not work out, if you do not strength train 2 to 4 times a week hard, you will not gain or maintain muscle mass. You will not look leaner. You will not look sharper. You will not look better. You will just look smaller. So whatever approach you take, if you want to get linear, if you want to have visible abs, visible muscle, if you want to look sexy at the beach, follow these 3 things. It doesn't matter what approach you take, but follow these 3 things. So fam, it's almost 10 o'clock at night. I already had my second meal of the day, which I'm gonna show you right now on screen. It was tacos árabes. I don't know if you have that in your country or if you live in Mexico. I'm sure you know what is a taco árabe, but it's basically tacos made out of a kind of a pork steak, which is a fatter cut than chicken or white fish or shrimp or those kind of leaner meats. But given the fact that I do intermittent fasting and I do have a lot of room, a lot of calories left for the day, because I have a smaller window where I can feed all of my meals, I can eat these kind of foods which are maybe higher in calories, and I don't really have a problem. I use corn tortillas for the tacos. I really recommend you to have corn tortillas. In my case, it is my favorite carbohydrate. It is around, I don't know, maybe 50 to 70 calories per tortilla. They're really filling, and it's just one ingredient, literally, it's just corn. Okay, so that's what I had for my previous meal, and in total I think it was around, I don't know, maybe 1000 to 1200 calories maybe. I'm gonna show you right now on screen the amount of calories that I've consumed during the day, counting the tacos árabes and the protein smoothie that I had earlier in the day. Last meal of the day, this is protein oatmeal. These are protein oats, which I adore, which I like, one of my favorite meals. I know this doesn't look really appetizing, but they are delicious. I use 2/3 of a cup of oats. I use 1 scoop of chocolate protein, and I use a little bit of milk and honey. So fam, I'm gonna show you right now on screen the calories for this meal and the final calories for the day. I hope you liked the video. I hope you got some ideas, some different ways of approaching nutrition, to approaching your meal plan from here on end, and I really hope I could help you with this kind of video. I don't really like to do full days of eating, because I think, as I said previously on the video, that nutrition should be customized, should be personalized, not because we're different in terms of science, but because we're different in sense of context. Okay, so we all have a different context, a different lifestyle, a different life. We all enjoy different kind of foods. We all have different culture. So you have to find what works for you. Just remember, if you want to lose weight, calorie deficit. If you want to look good, enough protein, and working out, basically. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.